Morning, guys. Well, Merry Christmas. This is going to be a one-hit wonder, so we're going to do a one take. I don't have time for more than one. But anyway, I hope you guys are well. Wearing the old Porsche shirt. My wife would hate that. But anyway, I got this as a present, and the other reason why I'm wearing it is because a very good mate of mine, Ashley, went and bought a Lamborghini and traded in the Porsche, so sucked in. Anyway, guys, look, interesting times, and 2023, as I have said before, is going to be a really interesting time. Strongly urge you, if you have money on crypto exchanges, get them off. I've been saying it for months, and this whole thing with Sam Bankman-Friedman, whatever his name is, Friedman, is just another example of what happens when you leave your money, your crypto, on the exchange. So get it off, because I think it's going to be a bit of a money grab. 2023 is going to be the year of printing copious amounts of money, and I think the US, Australia, New Zealand, all of the Five Eyes, I think will all print as much money as they possibly can. So you're going to see a big debasement with that. I think property prices, particularly in the US and Australia, are going to plummet. That's my personal opinion. So just be careful with all this stuff. Keep an eye on it. Be wise. It's nothing that I haven't shared before, and we'll continue to talk about it as the days and weeks go by. There are options for crypto wallets, and we'll be sharing one with you in the next couple of weeks. So strongly advise that you get onto that. Making sure that you have your crypto on an exchange. Not on an exchange, but on a cold wallet, I think is going to be very, very important. So get it off the exchanges. Yeah, I've never seen the tide this high here. It's extremely high. Anyway, so that's the crypto and the finance situation. See your climate engineering, climate change in North America. Nothing that we didn't see coming. It's just sad, really, because people lose their lives when these sort of events happen. And we're probably going to see the same thing happen in Europe, so just be cautious of that. I have been very, very cautionary in regards to Europe. I think it's going to be worse than the US in regards to climate this season. So the other thing, I've sort of spoken to some executives from oil companies in the last couple of weeks. And I didn't know this, but apparently Russia has basically nationalized a lot of the oil companies that are in Russian territory. So just extraordinary measures, just to give you a bit of a understanding of that. When those sorts of things are nationalized, so they're taken off the control of the actual companies, that can be an act of war. And so I think that's why we're seeing such strong pushback from the Americans, because it was Exxon and Shell that have been basically nationalized. So you're going to see the Europeans and the Americans really go after Vladimir Putin. They're talking about, leadership change in Russia. That is not going to happen. I strongly disagree with that. I just don't think it's going to happen. The other thing you're probably going to see is you know, just a full-scale conflict over in Russia and Europe. And you know, I said this, you know, weeks ago, maybe months ago. When winter sets in, you're going to see the bigger, heavier equipment go into Ukraine. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. So we're seeing Russia basically bringing that heavy equipment in. And so I think this is going to be pretty much an all-out, you know, conflict. I think this is going to be a broader regional conflict. And some of the climate change policies that we're seeing instigated at the moment or instituted are just absolutely insane. But you know, the common man pays for all these things, doesn't it? So you know, it is what it is. So just batten down the hatches for 2023. It's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be a very, very hard. I know of 9 people who have passed away in 2022, and just a phenomenal amount of people that have passed on. And I'm expecting far worse in 2023. So, I mean, it's all positive and bullish. But anyway, I just think, just prepare yourself, because I think we're going to see some financial shocks and collapses of different markets. And I think you're going to see more exchanges go under. I know, because we have money tied up in an exchange and we've been unable to get access to it for months. And, you know, it is just tragic. So just be very, very cautious. There was somebody on our Telegram group last week who was saying, hey, you know, you want to invest in this cryptocurrency and you'll get a 30% return or something like that. And just stay clear of that sort of stuff. So just get your money, your crypto, off the exchanges where possible. Get your money out of the banks and batten down the hatches. Physical gold and silver, I think, is always a better option. Though it can be very, very hard to get that across borders. So just be very cautious of that. What else? There were people on the Facebook group and on Telegram talking about, hey, what's the best place to go? A lot of people brought up Mexico. I brought up Thailand. And yeah, look, you have to decide what is going to be the best place to relocate out of the West for you. It really is, you know, up to the individual. What I will say is, though, look, there are people who will tell you, hey, go to Mexico or go to, you know, Thailand. If you don't have support networks already in place over there, then be very cautious. If you don't speak the language, you're going to have a lot of possible difficulties. And it's better to take a holiday there before you actually end up packing up stumps and relocating, because you want to basically say, hey, is this going to be for me or is it not? And you may even do a continuous trip, maybe a week or 2 or 3 in each location, and then move on to the next location. So just go and do that, because it's going to give you a better feel for the place, and you'll see whether or not you're going to make contacts that you can work with. I have great friends and a great support network here in Thailand, and really enjoying it. There are problems at the moment in regards to visas, because what you're seeing is a lot of Russians, a lot of Chinese moving here, and that has basically clogged the system. A lot of Chinese have broken the law when they've come here, and so immigration have basically shut down a lot of the visas. So I'm going to stay here as long as I can. I've had to do 1 border run already, but it's a real worry, a real concern. And but anyway, it is what it is, and the good Lord is in control. So, and that's what Christmas is all about. It's all about Jesus, and it's all about his sacrifice on the cross. And I don't mean to preach, but you know, I think this season has been so contrived and so overrun with absolute propaganda. Everything from the fat man with the red and white suit, which is basically just Coca-Cola, and you know, the Christmas tree, which is basically just Nimrod worship. And you know, there's so many symbols that we don't understand that have been put into our societal landscape that we have no idea what we're doing. So just keep that in mind. Remember the reason for the season, and that is the gift of God. So stay positive during this time. I know a lot of you are going to be lonely, and my family are all overseas. So my wife is in Korea working as a surgeon, and my stepson is in Australia. So you know, it's just one of those things. We do what we can. I've got a good support network, some great friends over here, so it's not that bad for me. But I do miss my wife. But yeah, so stay positive. Everyone's in it together. But anyway, just wanted to do a bit of a quick message and just basically do a bit of an update and say, hey, this is what the markets look like. This is what they're up to. They're basically just printing as much money as they can. And they have a lot of bad music here in Thailand. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's just terrible. But anyway, that's Thailand. That's the sort of stuff that just makes you cringe. Anyhow, so yeah. But lost my train of thought with that. But anyway, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Watch the finance. They're going to add a lot of money to the system this year, and it's basically, they know that that Rome is falling, and it's going to be a money grab. So they're going to print as much money as they can, and as the system unwinds, they'll take as much out of the coffers as they can and line their own pockets. And that's not only going to be for the US, but it's going to be for Australia, going to be for all Western countries. It is the slow sort of train wreck. So you're going to see a lot of stuff unravel very, very quickly. So the financial markets are one of the big things to keep an eye on, but watch that money printing, because the value of your currency is going to be depreciated very significantly over this time frame. And that's just the name of the game. The same thing happened in Rome. So keep that in mind with what you're doing. So anyway, guys, I think that sort of covers a lot of the bases. I know there was, as I said, there was a lot of discussion as to what location is the best place to relocate to. I know a lot of people are bullish for Mexico. Just be cautious with South American countries, and I think someone really nailed it the other day. And that is, you know, look at the history of the country. Look at the political stability. Look at the financial and currency stability, and fiscal management. And you know, things can unravel very, very quickly, but when you're trying to predict what's going to emerge, what trend is going to come to the fore, look at the history, because that's a good indicator of what's coming in the future. So you know, Thailand is not going to be long-term residence for us. But it is a time insurance policy. It's going to give us enough time, I believe, to see what is the best location to relocate to permanently, and that's what the name of the game is at this point. So just keep that in mind, because you know, that's basically where things are at. We don't know. No one knows for certain how this is going to play out, and if they do say they know, they're full of crap. So, but you can find locations around the world that are just going to give you a bit of time to figure out what the best place to go is. So keep that in mind. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting us this year. I'll do more videos next year. It's just that we've got so many projects on at the moment, and we've been really busy. So you know, we've known for a while that we have a limited time frame to make as much money as we can before the whole system sort of unravels and sort of emerges into a new system. Financial, economic, geopolitical, and so that's why we've just been really focused on trying to get as much stuff up and running as possible. And there's never going to be a perfect moment in business, and you know, and that's true. It's always been true. Even in times of the Great Depression, some businesses flourished, some businesses failed. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to put something together, because at the end of the day, you've got to get started at some point. So, and there's no use waiting around for it to be a perfect opportunity. It just does not emerge. It doesn't happen. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that there. Hopefully that gives you guys a bit of an update as to where things are at. I'm not sure how much memory I've got left on this phone, so anyway. So, alright, have a great Christmas and a great New Year. I might do a New Year's video as well to give you a bit of an update, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go to Overseas Exiles on the Facebook group, and thank you to Angela and Zach and Donovan for moderating that, and all the guys on the Telegram group. There is a Overseas Exiles Telegram group, so you can get on there, and you can join the discussion and find out what other people are thinking, where they're relocating to, and you know, what their thoughts are. So, all right guys, I will chat with you soon, and yeah, we'll go from there.